What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 15 of Unfiltered Brew. Today we have Jay Edgar again with us. Thank you so much for joining. How are we doing today? Tell us.
I'm a little bit tired. I
Just
don't
a
know
little bit
why.
tired.
I've been having trouble sleeping when it rains, but I will also point out the fact that there are people that's starting to wonder if I'm a co-host over here.
I mean, you might as well will be. You can be. I mean, you might as well. I am totally okay with this. I am, we're always happy to have you. I think you have such good insight on these things because today is even more exciting because we're literally going to be talking about the problems with the thoughts on Twitch, the female streaming, the hot tub streams. We're going to be discussing all that, why it's problematic, like what kind of messages that's sending. I can't wait to just get into all of that. And today, our general news is actually kind of surrounding a bit of that information. And the first thing to start with, I don't know if you've seen this Pokemon plush that's for Wiglet that basically looks like a dildo. I don't know if you are aware of this.
Well, I mean, a Diglett was kind of suggestive to begin with.
To begin with, you can get it for $25, basically a cushion dildo. And if you guys want to see it, it is right there on the screen. You can't tell me that that's not a dildo, and you can't tell me that they didn't know what they were doing for that. So $25, it is yours. And it's 10 inches if anyone's actually curious. And
10 1/4.
yeah. Oh, 10 and a quarter. Good point. Good point. I just can't believe that they're like selling this. Like they're doing this on purpose. You can't convince me that this wasn't intentional, right?
I don't know. You want to leave some innocence out there to the kids, but realistically, and again, I will point out the fact that Diglett was even a suggestive shape at the time. So
I see. I didn't even know about that. Was it shaped like this? Like a straight dildo?
no, it was
It was.
thicker and shorter, but
Oh, okay. Well,
sometimes I hear that's preferred anyway.
it's so funny because it's so crazy that these things like actually happen. Like this is being sold. These plush. I mean, Twitter was having a field day with this. I was just reading some comments, and it's like they really sat there at a meeting and was like, "Yeah, this is gonna be sent out. Like this is it. This is what it's
Do
gonna
it.
be." We do, and it's so crazy to me. Like they obviously knew what they were doing. Like I said, it's too obvious. It's just way too obvious that this is just out of this world. I can't believe it. I don't know anyone who actually has bought it, but if anyone out there has, like, please let us know. What I mean, hopefully you're not using it for what everyone else thinks and that's just sitting in your room. But with this day and age, I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know. I just think it's crazy. But $25, it could be yours. You know? Softer, a what I called it is a plildo, so a plush dildo. That's kind of what I've been calling it. But the next story, and we're gonna end with like a heartwarming one, so it's not like all this, but like kind of kept with the theme today. Not much more to say that except for I can't believe Pokemon actually went ahead and did this. Is a Twitch streamer disguises her channel link as OnlyFans and doubles her viewers. So basically her channel link went straight to her OnlyFans, but it was like via Twitch. So, and she's been like the top creator from this. She made a bunch of money doing this. It is a
How,
smart
how,
move.
how does one do that? Asking for a friend.
Yeah. It was disguising, it said is disguising promo links for her channel as links to OnlyFans. Like, come here, watch me live on Twitch, like, I don't know, play Call of Duty or something, because I think that's what she's known for.
Mhm.
She goes by Liz. I don't know if that's her real name or if that's her like stage name or like streaming name. But yeah, she made it like come watch, and then people clicked on it and it actually took her. Oh, you know what? I've reversed it. It's my bad. It's her OnlyFans link that's sent to her Twitch. I messed up. I read that wrong. It's the opposite way. So then she said come to my OnlyFans, and then it went to her Twitch, which is actually really genius.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
a really good marketing move.
a lot of horny idiots just see the name OnlyFans like, ooh, I'm gonna see some fun stuff.
Exactly. She gained over 1.1 thousand new followers. And I mean, I'm sure I don't know if she actually has an OnlyFans or not. But that's beside the question. It's kind of genius. This is, I gotta say, sure, it's kind of misleading people, but you know, everyone's gonna be clicking that. And then even if they're disappointed, it still took her to her stream and they still gave her that viewership. So that's pretty creative. What do you think?
Again, how does one do that? Asking for a friend.
I guess you just have to click and just say when she's like OnlyFans, because it was just a picture of her and it said, OnlyFans.com. People clicked on it and then it just went. So I think she wrote it as her OnlyFans. You know how you can, like on Instagram, you can change, like customize the sticker, like when you put a link. So she made it. Oh, you can do that. So if you plug in a link on Instagram for like a story, you put in the link and then under it says customize sticker text. Like, what do you want it to stay in the story? She made it onlyfans.com, but the link was actually embedded to go to
Okay.
Twitch. Yeah.
Okay. Now I got where you're going.
Yeah. I mean, it is genius. It is beyond brilliant. I gotta give it to her. Whether or not she has an OnlyFans is not up. Like, I don't know, but that is actual marketing genius. Like, I gotta give it to her. You can watch her. She does Call of Duty and like just chatting. But you know, next if she really does have an OnlyFans, the only problem is people may not click on it. They think they're getting duped again. So there is that. There
Could
is
be.
that. Right? But good for her. It's really genius. And before we dive into all this crazy stuff we're going to talk, I have such a good story, heartwarming story. A 93-year-old grandfather is reliving his glory days with driving as his grandson created a video game, driving simulator for him. And it is such a beautiful story. He's 93 and he can't drive anymore, but he used to work on cars and was a taxi cab driver in Tokyo. So he was really sad when he couldn't drive anymore. So his grandson set up a laptop, got his steering wheel set up, and he's playing Gran Turismo Sport. And it's the same car that he drove 30 years ago on a simulated racetrack. And, he's pretty good. You can watch this on YouTube. He's pretty good at this game, and he just looks like the happiest man ever. And I to be doing this. A lot of people don't even spend time with their grandparents anymore. It's so sad. But to hear that his grandpa, wanted to drive and do this, I give him a round of applause. I mean, same car, reliving it. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was probably a 91 or 92 Nissan GTR. So
It was a old Mazda Savannah
was it
RX-7.
Mazda?
Yeah, it was a
Okay.
Mazda Savannah. Good. I mean, it sounds like it was pretty close. I feel like you were in the same ballpark. I mean, if that's what you got based on that little picture, then yeah, you really do know your cars.
Well,
That's
I know
crazy.
that Gran Turismo likes to use Nissan too. Like that's one of their favorite ones. I
Okay.
like Gran Turismo when I had a console that would run it. I don't know where my copy of 4 went even.
Oh
I've been
boy.
trying to find that since I lived in my last place.
Well, then it's got to reveal itself because you got to be doing what this guy does. Living the dream. I absolutely love seeing things like this. It makes me so happy, especially because I was really close with my grandma and I would have totally done this for her if she wanted. Um, but like it's just so good and people need to remember to if you have elders in your family to just be there because you never know when it's their last day, and this grandson went above and beyond. It's just so heartwarming to see. The videos are out on YouTube. You guys can go watch like full videos of him playing. It's so nice. I absolutely love this. I absolutely love this. Man, I have a steering wheel, but I don't have like a simulator game. I just play things like I used to play Midnight Club for those that remember,
Yeah.
and we just drive around with the steering wheel. And I have one today for my PlayStation. I just like never use it. because I can drive now. This was prior to me driving. I was really into it, thinking I was cool with my steering wheel. And now that I've been driving for so many years, it's like not exciting anymore. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know how realistic it is for these driving games with a steering wheel either. I don't know.
Well, I don't know how the later ones are,
Right.
but I know that was what Gran Turismo touted itself was the real driving simulator.
A real driving, because maybe I should try that one out. I haven't played Gran Turismo since the PS1. That is the last Gran Turismo game I played.
That would have been 1 or 2.
Yeah, it was
And
like
I played 3 or 4 because I had a PS2.
there you go. I will say I also had that game Drive, which was one of the hardest games ever. I swear to God, you couldn't make it past 3 minutes of that game before it like ended. Or Driver, sorry, Driver. It was horrendous. One like literally, I never understood it. And I did have my steering wheel, but Crazy Taxi was my game with the steering wheel. That was it for me. I loved Crazy Taxi, and it did help me with directions, even though I'm terrible with directions. I did learn the map in Crazy Taxi. Just good times. So I'm glad he's reliving his youth. And with that, we have the topic here today. Basically, naked truth of female streamers. And we talked about this last week, kind of what we wanted to discuss. Because we talked about gambling and like the effects of that with the kids that are potentially watching. And then that kind of turned into, well, let's talk about these quote unquote hot tub slash ASMR slash body painting streams, whatever you want to call it, and really discuss this. So, to start this off, like, have you seen these hot tub streams or anything like that? Or you just heard?
Honestly, I'm not interested in that,
Yeah.
which is crazy coming from me, a reformed womanizer.
Which,
But that's not something that I really care for. Just seeing, and it's not necessarily so much that I don't want to see the girl. I do.
right,
For me, it's the fact that I can't stand the thought of seeing these degenerate men
right.
who think that they're going to run out and they're not going to get a relationship or anything out of it, but they're still going to catch her attention by
Like,
throwing a bunch of money at her and a bunch of gifts and everything. That's the thing I can't stand.
and that's actually a really good take. That's why I really wanted you here for this, because a
Yeah.
lot of the time, yeah, no one's thinking about the viewer. They're just focused on what it is that they're seeing. So
Yeah.
I see so many times that people think that they can just like, if they sub, all of a sudden she's going to take you out on a date, or that means something, when they're really just
Yeah.
eating up your money.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
and now I have a question. Like, if you were a teenager or early 20s, let's say, like 22, is this something you would watch? Like, you
I
would be
think
into?
that if I was 22, I would probably watch it initially and think, "Wow, this is really cool." And I would even probably think, "Hey, if I catch this girl's attention,
Yeah,
then maybe I'll have it." But realistically, I think the same thing would wear on.
right.
You're sitting especially with some of these huge views that some of these streamers get.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a chat room with sometimes hundreds, if not thousands of other
Mm-hmm.
people. The chat is flying by so fast, you can't even get a word in edgewise and be
Right.
seen on the screen.
Right.
I think the novelty would wear off pretty quickly. Knowing what I was like at 22 years old,
Yeah.
I probably would
Yeah.
get into it initially,
Right.
but I think the novelty would wear off pretty quick.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. Like, honest, like that's great. Like, I'm glad that you see it for what it is now. I mean,
Yeah,
because the way I see it too, like I'm a pretty preserved person. So like, I don't like things like strippers or any of that sexually explicit content things. I have never been a fan of. Some people
I
call
dated a
it a
stripper
prude.
once.
You did?
Well, she wasn't a stripper yet at the time,
Okay. Well, wait. Well, now
but she grew up to be.
is she okay? So like, it's how do you think? Like, did it change your view on her after?
Well, I was 19.
Oh, you were not. Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Never. No, that's that's different. Like when you're young is right. It's totally different. Like I have never really been into this, but the reason, like, I think it's so problematic for like a multitude of reasons. But first of all, like you said, there's so many people flooding it. And what's crazy to me is these girls claim like, oh, I get these views because they watch me sleep, or oh, it's because of my content. Yeah, your content as in your body and dressing provocatively. It's not because they're watching what you're doing. You could literally sit there and watch paint dry or sleep with little to no clothes. And of course, and then for you to say that they're watching it for sleeping is so ridiculous. Like, we all know why people are watching you. Don't act stupid about it. And to start this off, I have Twitch's policy on sexually explicit content and sexual services. So they claim this is in their guidelines. To maintain the health of our community, users are prohibited from broadcasting, uploading, soliciting, offering, and linking to pornographic or sexually explicit content, and from offering, soliciting any sexual content in exchange for money, services, or items of value. It's a fine line there. It's a fine line because a girl did have sex on stream and she only got banned 7 days. And a guy did have, a girl was taking his Pokemon plush, let's just say that, his Wiglet, and was working with that. And, he barely got banned. So you can't tell me that you have these guidelines and then it's just you bring this broad line, because what are these women doing on Twitch? They're not streaming for the fun of it. They're streaming because they know that people are going to be offering them tons of money. It's
Well, one of the things to look at with that
yeah.
too, it's especially with the rules. And I actually got banned from a girl's channel because I brought this up and was talking about this. But like with Amaranth,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you remember when she got banned for like 6 months?
Yes, I
Because
do.
she like full leg over her head downstairs shot on the camera and
Yep.
got banned for 6 months.
Yep.
Twitch's revenue dropped 10% in those 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Twitch's revenue dropped 10% in those 6 months.
It's crazy. Listen to those numbers. That's a ton of money. That's a ton of money. And what did they
What do
do?
you think she got let back on?
Exactly, because they need the money. So it's like so gross to me, because it's like all about money. This is Twitch basically is morphed into a webcam site that, like, that people on 90 Day Fiance usually be like, oh, well, I found somebody on one of these webcam sites, and then, they go travel for love, then they get their heart broken. It's like the same thing every season. But it's like, this is what it's morphed into. And they even talk about adult nudity and like their attire. It's all in their community guidelines, like basically saying, we do not permit the visible outline of genitals, even when covered. Yet I see so many women getting away with this.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And for those that aren't familiar, they have like hot tub streams where basically, in no clothing and sitting there in a hot tub doing God knows what. I can't even bring myself to watch more than a minute without feeling brain dead, to be honest, after watching it. Then you have women who like write names on their chest, their breasts, anywhere, whoever subs. They're also basically naked. And if you sub, they'll write or like do something. I mean, it's all sexually explicit content. And the main reason I have a problem with this is because of how many kids are actually watching this. Because Twitch just has like this content is intended for mature audience. You can just say okay, and next thing you know, you're still watching it. It's not like you can't watch it. Anyone can get access to this, right?
Yeah, they absolutely can. And
Yeah.
you got to be realistic about this. And we'll go out of the Twitch sphere for a second and look at some of the other things that are out there, like Instagram, where you only
Yeah.
have to be 13 to get onto. Twitter,
Yep.
you only have to be 13 to get onto. Where there is, well, X, I guess now, where there
Yeah.
is legitimate, open, hardcore porn
Yes, there
with
is.
no age check anywhere.
Yep.
And I mean, realistically, do you think that they're actually checking ages
Exactly.
on Pornhub?
Yeah, exactly.
No, you just click a little box that says, yes, I agree, and I'm 18.
That's it. They don't care because they're getting the revenue. I mean,
You're seeing the advertisement.
exactly. It's like seriously disgusting to me. And I don't care. Like I said, well, for me, if this is what you want to do, then go on OnlyFans and do it. Go on whatever webcam service. If that's what you want, you find happiness in that, and you think that you feel powerful or whatnot, I'm not going to judge. You go ahead and do it. But I am going to judge if you're on Twitch, you know it's a platform for young kids and, you know, younger adults, and you're sitting there and taking advantage of people using probably their parents' money and throwing it at you for just being naked. That's where I draw the line. Like, that is where I draw the line, because so many I know kids are watching. They're like, basically, it's like a grooming site at this point. I mean, would you agree with that?
So much I would
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know that it would. I would go as far as to say that it is basically a grooming site,
Yeah.
but
Okay. Yeah. True.
again, the because number one, when they make a donation through PayPal or
Yeah.
something, that Twitch doesn't get a cut of that. But
Yeah.
when they throw the bits or when they throw the um when they throw the subscription or the gift subscription train and everything else, Twitch gets half of that.
Right. It is. They take 50%. Yeah.
I've seen my revenue stream. They get half of that.
Yep. It's disgusting. Like, they're profiting off, they're basically pimps. Think about it. It's
Oh, absolutely.
it's an actual Twitch is your pimp, and you are the one that's throwing your body online. It's like the same thing as if you're out on the streets. Manny says, I'm an actual gamer who's decent at games. I get no views because you're a male. That's the thing. And even if you're female, like me, I don't get views either, is because I'm always wearing a t-shirt or something. I don't
Hmm.
like to throw my tits out, and if I wanted to, I could, but I have morals, you know, to me. I have, you know, I think about my future kids. I think of they're going to watch my stream. I don't want any of my bits out there. I mean, you have to think of the future. And it's just pathetic when these women who are like in no clothes that are like, oh, well, it's because I'm good at games. Like, you can't actually believe that people are watching because of that. Either they're in denial or that's just what they tell themselves to sleep at night. But it's crazy. I've seen men get banned on Twitch for like cussing or using the word incel too many times instead of the women that are actually sitting there naked. It's taken away. Twitch was made for gaming. This is not OnlyFans. You want to take it on OnlyFans? Please have fun, have at it, do whatever the hell you want on your channel there. But it's just like you're taking away views from the whole premise of Twitch, and Twitch doesn't care because, like you said, they're taking 50% of all your profits. They're your
I
pimps.
want to I want to back up on something that you were just talking about there
Yeah,
because we started this conversation talking about the hot tub, the
yeah,
ASMR streams, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah,
touch on that a little
yeah, yeah,
bit
yeah.
more
Let's do it.
from offsite to there. But I want to actually go back to the gaming side of that and
Yeah.
actually give my experience with some of this. Now, I am not going to name channel names
Okay. Oh man. All right.
except for the people who are I'm actually friends with. Like,
Okay.
I will be completely honest.
Uh-huh.
I am friends with Harvey McLeod
Okay.
because of the fact that I've met her husband now, and
Uh-huh.
like we're actually really good friends at this point.
Uh-huh.
But when I first clicked onto the stream, it was a really, really pretty girl who was playing one of my favorite games.
Uh-huh.
And then
Okay.
I've interviewed her numerous times. She's been on my channel numerous times. I've been on some of her projects numerous times. But yeah, at the time there was that where I went in there, just pretty girl. But
Yeah.
on the other avenue of that, like there are others. There's a Canadian streamer that I enjoy her content. She plays almost exclusively Fallout 4. She sucks at it,
Yeah.
but she also is flirty. And even
Uh,
when she's got 100, 200 people on her stream, she does greet everybody by name. I've rated her before.
that's good.
She
That's
knows, she
great.
remembers everybody and everything. But she also, for bits and for channel points, gets up in shorts
There you go.
and takes her headphones off and spins in a chair.
Well, yeah, I wonder why she's doing that, right? Yeah. Yeah.
There's another one who also grew to a certain extent, and I've not followed up on this one,
Uh,
but her Instagram following came up too. Where again, this, I mean, 6'1" female gamer
wow.
with legs that are longer than mine,
Yeah, I mean,
who
if you're 6'1",
constantly
yeah.
sits and like I don't typically wear shorts, so I don't usually want to
Right.
show this up here, but like typically sits up here like this.
Yeah. wonder what's gonna happen there.
You wonder
I
why she has so many views.
I actually knew, and Manny, I totally respect. He said he had a friend who streamed here but moved to OnlyFans because she wanted to put her tits out. I respect that. Thank you for taking it off the gaming site. Thank
Yeah.
you. I say I don't judge if that's what you want to do, but like this is for gamers. You're taking away from people who work really hard on trying to make their content around gaming, and it's just kind of a slap in the face. Like I could do that too if I wanted, but I think it's like a moral thing. I don't think these women care. They think it's just their body. So like, right. But to me, morally, it's like I couldn't ever subject myself to that. And I just want to ask you, coming from a guy, like, how many real men you think, like, I actually want to ask, like, because do you think that women that are doing this is shaping the younger generation's perception on what women are and how they should
Oh,
act?
absolutely.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. Yeah, I would totally agree. Like it's kind of making him degenerate, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Like right, it's shaping their mind. Now they think that this is what women should be. We should just pull our tits out. And it just like to be, and they all say like feminism is like, yes, being a boss and all this, but like to me, that's not feminism, is to say cuz in by putting your whole body out there, you're only telling people you're only good for your body and your looks, that there's nothing else to you. There is no substance. You're only good for your literal outside. And I think
Well,
that is
I want
also,
to point out the fact that that has kept our species going for 10,000 years.
yeah, literally.
That is the world's oldest profession.
It is. It
Do
is.
keep that in mind.
Yeah, that is a very true point. And to me, it's like now you're teaching young girls that like this is how you get attention, this is how you get money. Don't focus on your personality or your gaming or whatever else, that you're only focused on putting out, like men will only like you if you put your body out there, that you have no other skill, you have no other talent than to put your body out. And it's so
So,
damaging.
so true story on this.
Yeah.
There was a point. It was like right when I started growing my hair out, so it was just at that medium length,
Uh-huh.
like right getting out to my ears.
Yeah.
But at the point there was this wasn't on Twitch. This was on Instagram.
Okay.
But there was a girl that I had started following. She was a Monat representative, and she was using that. But she was also a Body Pause poster. So she lost a bunch of weight, but she was always like really voluptuous and whatnot.
Okay.
And that was kind of where I caught attention because
Yeah.
I thought she was smoking hot.
Right.
But one night we started to talk. She actually started messaging me one night because
Uh-huh.
she followed back, and I know that I want to avoid where I stand politically because I know where your sister's doing, but I
Right.
know that her and I stand very very opposite
Okay.
politically. But
Yeah.
like she would still watch contemporary. She'd watch it
Yeah.
out. Well, she'd usually watch the playback on Instagram, not necessarily watch on Twitch or everything.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, we got to talking one night, and instead of talking about future kids, financial plans, or anything, like I'm sitting here looking at pictures of this girl completely naked, and I do think that there's an avenue, and the smartphone and social media
Right.
did this too. It's not just Twitch.
Yeah.
Where again, that's the perception of that's what it takes to get your man. That's what it takes to date.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That
She invited me to her private OnlyFans one time. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that.
yeah.
I I hate OnlyFans. I really do.
Me too. I'm right there with you. I hate porn
Or
too. Eh,
all well, I don't mind porn. Like I don't care for it personally
yeah.
myself, but I don't mind that people do it. It's the fact, and it's not just it's not OnlyFans either.
It's not only yeah.
There's another girl that I like. There's a pretty girl from Florida that I follow on Instagram.
Yeah.
You guys are seeing why I'm on here because I am a quote reformed womanizer, but
Porn.
he puts out here. So like I don't answer DMs on here. I don't answer anything, but you can join me on Fansly and subscribe to me on Fansly, and I'll answer your DMs there. I'm like, bitch, I like looking at you. I think you're cute. I am not going to pay you for your attention, especially when
Yeah.
this girl has a boyfriend,
Yeah. See? And
like
that's
a 15-year long relationship boyfriend. I am not going to pay you for your attention.
yeah. I I see this all the time, and I knew somebody Okay, we fought online over sports. I know who this is. She's got a big following now, but I was there, and when she had nobody. Okay, that's how you know what happened. She had no, like, she was covered. She was engaged. Okay, she was engaged to some guy that doxed me. Like, it was like a crazy thing, but she had nobody watching her. Then slowly but surely, I would check in the future, and it was less and less clothing, to the point where she was just in a sports bra and like a thong. Okay, it morphed into that as the time went on. I didn't even recognize. I was like, "Oh my God, is this the same girl?" Next thing I know, she's got like 50,000, and she was pregnant, and she still went online streaming naked on Twitch,
Oh,
like
dude,
in
there's
her smart.
some weird dudes out
Pregnant,
there.
pregnant. What? You are pregnant, and you're not even thinking about your future, about like, what if my daughter sees this? Because if she has a daughter, when, I don't know, didn't keep up, but my point is, like, you have a daughter, you're literally teaching her, you are instilling in her, you can have whatever you want if you do what mommy does, which is just be naked, and that's all you're good for.
You
And
know
this
what's
is,
interesting
huh,
about this?
what,
About especially the, you can have and do whatever you want if
huh,
you just do like mommy does.
yeah,
The when we hear about the big OnlyFans girls and the girls who come out and brag that they make hundreds of thousands of dollars
yep,
and whatnot, and the Twitch girls,
oh yeah,
one of the things I will say, it's a little bit more or less the fact on Twitch, but it's a little bit more the fact on like OnlyFans and such like that. You can literally put the big asterisk on there and say results not typical. There
yeah,
are very few girls who make it on OnlyFans,
I know, I know,
and everyone keeps trying it. There was a girl that I matched with at one point on Tinder when I was
mm-hmm,
still living around the Madison area who does that. She has one, and she like barely makes $10 a month off of it.
there you go, it's,
Good
yeah.
girl, but
Yeah. I mean, it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed at all. And the only reason, it's like, Amaranth has been surrounded, clouded by like scandal. That's the reason. That's like another thing that amps up. Bad press is still press. It's like bad press will still get you attention. It'll still get you out there. And there you go. But with Twitch, it's just like why it's part, because like I said, OnlyFans was kind of notorious for this. It's like not really shocking, right? It's
yeah,
like going on Pornhub and then being shocked to find porn. Like, no, that's kind of what it's there. Like, it's not shocking. But Twitch, you're literally taking advantage of the younger generation that's there and taking their money, and you just bring no substance. That This is a problem, because it used to be the argument in society for females was magazines are hurting us, right?
mhm.
Magazines are setting up these women that are airbrushed and photoshopped, that this is what a woman is. This is what a normal woman is. I feel like now we've pushed past that. It's no longer the magazines that are the issue, but I think this is this generation's magazine. That makes sense.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying with that, but
Yeah,
and that's one of the things too, and it is giving an opportunity to a lot of women who otherwise wouldn't have it or would have had too much shame to go into the production studio and
true.
excuse my language, get railed on camera.
Yeah, yeah,
Whereas like the casting couch, I can actually point that one out because I know somebody who lived in the same town as that. On
okay,
the casting couch on the porn, are you
okay.
familiar with that at all, or do I
I
have to explain
fully,
that?
no, yeah, I know. I'm familiar. Yeah,
So I am friends with somebody who lives in that town, and
okay.
everybody in that town knows where that place is.
Uh,
And if you see a girl walking in there, I mean, you pretty much know what you're going to see online
right.
within 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Whereas, like with OnlyFans, and it's the same thing with YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with Twitch. It's the same thing with a host of other things. Whereas that put the control into the hands of people. Like you don't need to have, and you can obviously, especially
Right.
some of the big namers on OnlyFans, Twitch, etc. Are they have producers? They
Mm-hmm.
have thousands of dollars worth of cameras. They've got everything else like that. But I mean, this is something that you can start up in the privacy of your own home, and none of the neighbors will know until,
True.
God forbid, you get famous.
Yeah. Yeah. It Absolutely. I mean, absolutely. It is just kind of. crazy how this world literally, and then you wonder why they have TV shows that are like Love is Blind. We are living in such shallow times, and it's only getting shallow because I think things like this are fueling it. It's only about body, sex, looks. It's never about anything deeper. And it's really sad that we live in a time like this, but these women don't care. They'll have husbands, they'll have boyfriends, and they'll just like, getting pimped out. Like I said, Vincent said, my best friend knew a girl whose boyfriend was fine with her doing OnlyFans. And one day she posted a tweet claiming she was just too ugly or not good enough because she wasn't getting any subscribers to her OnlyFans. Yeah,
Well,
it's
and like the
making,
ones that are successful, not maybe not in this situation
yeah,
specifically, but the ones that are really successful, I will say, especially when they've got a boyfriend at home.
yeah.
You don't have a boyfriend, you have a pimp.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you. I'm glad you said it for what it is. Thank you. Yeah, that is what it is. That is what it is. I mean, it's disgusting. Now, like, right? Women are always going to feel like they're not good enough and stuff because they see other women doing this. Like, you shouldn't be forced to do this. You shouldn't be pressured into doing it. I mean, that's just what it is. It's this mindset that is being instilled into minds that it's okay and like there's a time and place and it's not Twitch. I'll tell you that. It is not Twitch because so many minors are sitting there watching it. And to me it's disgusting to think if I was naked and someone like young teens were watching me. I find I crawl in my skin thinking about it, but they don't care because they only see the money signs. And then when
Hmm.
they get caught with like a minor or something, it's like, oh no, I put it out there that it was rated like, it was for mature audience.
Hmm.
I don't understand. Like, I honestly don't get it. And I just think it, like I said, it kind of comes up to the morals. Like, if you want to go ahead, be a stripper, then go ahead, go in the strip club, do what you got to do, but don't bring it onto a gaming platform. You are no, because gamers have this notion, right, that they're like all virgins and that they don't go out. And so they take advantage of that. That doesn't mean, by the way, just because I'm saying the generalization doesn't mean it's true. I'm just saying that's how it's seen with gamers. And they're like vultures, these women, and they're taking advantage of that.
Well, I mean, I don't want to generalize either,
Yeah.
but having been in these streams,
Mm-hmm.
I will say that honestly, a lot of the times in that environment, that is true.
Yeah.
You know, you
Right.
there, and again, I can't name names, but I
Right. You
mean, you
can't
go
name
into
this.
these streams. I could name names, but I'm not going to.
But
You go
yeah.
into these streams and you see the same names over and over again. They're clearly dudes,
Clearly. Yeah.
and they're there like legitimately every time this girl starts up the webcam. The one that banned me, and again, not going to name names, but the one that banned me because I disagreed with her on Amaranth.
Yep. I mean,
There are people out there, like 75 people on stream at first. It's always the same name over and over again. They're all dudes. It's.
it's sick. It's sick. To me, Amaranth is the worst because she kind of started this whole thing. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, the other women were starting to do it, but hers is like what really took off, and it was getting them. Now, then she claims that she's being abused by her husband, but then she's still with him and still streaming. Like, I think it's just lies. Like, and then it kind of questions their credibility, right? Like, are you in an abusive relationship, or are you just saying this to be, to get more money? Like, it's just kind of crazy. It's just
Mhm.
we gotta start questioning people. Vincent said the amount of times you've been on this platform and found out someone I used to follow had a boyfriend or husband. They were pressuring someone into revealing more on the platform to get views. It's truly shocking how many of these women on this platform who do that kind of content. It stems from the guy they're with encouraging them to do it because it's easy money, right? So, and
And it
that's
really is
yeah,
easy money for some of these girls
it
too,
is. It really is. I mean,
which is, I mean, one of the things to get into with that. I mean, we could really go down into society is the fact that hey, women can make more money than men at this point because
yeah,
on top of getting the career and
yeah,
typically because women are more likely to go through college and everything, get that big career bump there. On top of that, she can get done with her middle management office job, and then go say, "Oh, tee hee, look at me play." I That was a horrible generalization.
it's okay.
Tee hee, look at me play New Vegas. Aren't I bad at this?
Yeah.
Ten
Right.
thousand bits.
That's yeah. There you go. It is sad. I mean, it is sad. Like women need to like. If, I mean, a lot of times though, what's sad is like they're just single and they're doing it because it's easy money. But they're like, hey, people are watching me because I make such good content, completely oblivious to what is really going on. Maybe it's something they tell themselves. I don't know. Their defense mechanism. But to me, it's just not something that's worth it. I think it's just teaching the next generation such like bad mentality. It's
Hmm.
just it's like demoralizing. Um it's not something I want to be a part of, especially because I play games on Twitch. And I have a very dirty mouth. Let's be there. I do cuss all the time. I say crazy things all the time, and I love that. But these women will sit there and with like their ASMR, it's like they're sucking on candy, and that's like a whole nother thing. And you wonder why people are watching you. No one's watching me, and that's because like I said, I'm covered, fully aware of that. But then you have people that are out there with their ASMR, and it's like, when is this gonna stop? Never, because the
I,
revenue will still be there.
the ASMR thing, I will give some defense to because people have done the completely wrong way.
Ah.
And honestly, I watch a YouTube channel,
Uh-huh.
especially when I'm trying to get to sleep at night.
Uh-huh.
And it's a dude, it's not a chick.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this one I'll name actually because I like him
Okay.
and he's not doing the kind of thing we're talking about. But it's Big Stack D casting, and
Okay.
like the guy never shows his face. He
Hold on.
shows his body like if he's buffing stuff
Right.
or whatnot, but he never shows his face. He never talks. He does captions if he does want to make one of the things. But the videos, not streams, the videos are called ASMR casting
Okay.
because the microphone's up there. You hear the
Yeah.
metal boiling in the cast and whatnot, and it is surprisingly soothing. It doesn't do the same thing as like when Amaranth gets up. Well, we keep abusing this poor woman, but when she gets up on the microphone,
Yeah. Yeah. It's exactly right. Oh man, that's so accurate. That is so accurate. It's obvious. I mean, yeah, Vincent said Twitch banned the ASMR mic ear licking and heavily breathing sounds. I swear, you give them an inch, they take a mile. They will sexualize anything from ASMR to like, I don't know what else that could be out there. They will just sexualize it. No matter what, these women are vultures and they will sexualize it.
I
Because
mean, to be fair, we started out the stream talking about a diglet.
well, it's kind of crazy that it was out there. It had to be discussed. It had to be discussed. Like soon, I just don't know. And Twitch with like their blurry guidelines and their, it just doesn't make sense. Like, of course, ASMR was going to turn bad. I could have told you that. Of course, it could be sexual. I mean, anything could be sexual. Like you said, Pokemon can even be sexual. It's like anything can, but we need to stop putting this out there because you're not taking to the accountability where it's like kids are watching this. It's literally shaping their perception. And they're watching it. And like how these people don't get creeped out that there's just so many young kids watching is like a whole nother thing. It's a whole other discussion. It's absolutely crazy. They cared more about gambling than they did these naked women. I'd rather them focus on that than gambling. 1000%. Stop, like, they
Yeah,
prohibit games and all that. They are so strict with like your vocabulary and all this, but yet they let these women keep running naked. And like I noticed that when there's a few streamers I've noticed that were gaming and now completely have done the just chatting hot tub stream because it was just easier that way. Right? They were tired of putting in the work for gaming and all that, so they took the easy route. Emphasis on the easy, you know what I mean? Emphasis on that. It's just kind of crazy to me. Like, I would never want to, but that is me. Like I said, we're not judging. Just don't put it on Twitch. Stop. This is gaming. You're taking away from people who are gaming and trying to grow. And it's not fair that way.
and I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and try to deny it. If you look
Right.
down my following tab on Instagram,
Yeah.
I'm not innocent in this.
You're not innocent. But,
I'm not shelling out money for it, obviously,
right.
because I am morally against that and
Right.
staunchly on code against that. But I'm not looking at these curve model Instagram accounts because I'm so inspired by the fact that they wear the bikini.
Right.
Trust me.
Right. Right. It's like, but that's totally fine too. Like, if you want to, I mean, like I said, it's your freedom. It's out there. It's not like Twitch is stopping or Instagram or whatever. You're free to do what you want. I just find it as like as a woman, it's like I know you probably have other skills, and it's sad to me that you think you're only good for what you put out there of your body wise. It's sad. It's saddening to me because
One of
I, go
I
ahead.
mean, there's a marketing side to it too. Like one
Yeah.
of the things that I've noticed while we were talking about this is
Uh,
I thought to myself about the streamers that I follow, the women ones especially that do this. Like they don't go down to the hot tub streamer kinds
right.
of things, but that do go into the things like this. And like I've noticed, and keep like it's on the tip of my tongue to say the name because obviously I want to bring that, but I am taking care not to say the names. But the tall one that I mentioned earlier
Yeah.
had a boyfriend when I started following her. Was single for a little while. Had a has a boyfriend again.
Mm-hmm.
You've never seen him on stream.
Right.
Another girl that I follow who pretty much just gets hammered on stream all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Cute girl, lots of views, lots of the same guys always.
Yeah.
Has a boyfriend, was single for a while, had a boyfriend, has a boyfriend again.
Yeah.
You never see the boyfriend on stream ever.
Got it.
Um, the Canadian one that spins in the chair has a boyfriend. I think she's married actually. Never see husband man on stream ever whatsoever. And I do know that there's some out there like Instagram account. I don't know if this has ever been on Twitch because I've never run across this, but
Yeah.
like there's some Instagram accounts out there where I've seen where there's a boyfriend reveal, a husband reveal, or anything else like that.
Right.
Even though the woman has said, yes, I'm married, yes, I have a boyfriend, this, that, or next thing, as soon as the face shows, their follower count goes down.
Yeah, because these
It
viewers just
plummets.
want they want them to be alone because then it ruins their chances. Like they really think you're like you said that they think by throwing money they have a chance with her. So when they see that partner come in, it's like they know that their chances are done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is, right? Like if you hear
Yep.
someone has a boyfriend, it's like, oh man, there it goes. That now that one sub I gave that was my shot at true love is gone.
Well, I mean, and it's beyond Twitch too. There was again when I was living down in the Madison area, there was a
Yeah.
girl who was way too young for me that matched up with me on Tinder one
Uh-huh.
time, and then she moved to Chicago,
Okay.
but still like we followed each other on Instagram and everything. And I didn't catch it at the time, and obviously never gave money because I don't do that out of principle anyway. But
Yeah.
she had mentioned once she messaged me and says, "Hey, I'm going through a legal thing right now, and I just really need some money to buy groceries. Can you cash at me like $40 right now?"
Uh-huh.
I said, "No, but I mean, I'll go out to," and I won't say where she lived, but it
Yeah.
was maybe an hour away from where I was. I said, "I'll go out there and I'll take you to the grocery store.
That's
I'll buy
nice.
you groceries.
Yeah,
I'll do that if you're having that much problem, but I'm not going to give you cash.
exactly.
That's
Because,
that's not going to happen."
yeah, it's definitely not going to, because it's like homeless when, if someone's homeless, but they have an addiction, right?
Yeah.
I used to give food. My mom and I used to give food to one of the homeless ladies that was by the grocery store, and she would literally throw the food away because she just wanted cash for the drugs.
Yep.
And so that was really
Well,
nice of you to offer that, but she probably wanted
well,
just
she
cash.
she wasn't in trouble with anything or anything
Yeah,
like that too, and like very voluptuous 20-year-old girl. Like
yeah,
she could send that DM to 20 other people out there and get $100 on each one of them, and
yeah,
just like I won't do it.
right.
And even like, and I knew she was going and traveling, and what to like if you're on probation, you can't leave the state.
Exactly.
I know
Exactly.
she's talking about going to other countries. She's talking about going and this
Yeah.
trip that she's got to this other country. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, she
And she
didn't
did
think
that
that
a
would
couple
go.
other times too.
She
Like when she was in, like she actually outright asked me one time, "Hey, can you cash at me $15 for lunch?" I said, no, if
No,
I'm buying you lunch, I'm having it with you.
exactly. I mean, because it's, if you really were in times of need, you would take that. I would. If I really would, and you offered, like, I was really like no money or anything, I would take all the help I can get to eat. But sadly, we live in a society. She didn't even like check if I was on fake probation, like what the rules are. She didn't even want to take that extra mile to put into her lie.
Yeah.
You gotta at least do some extra work. But no, because that would be too much work. They want the easy route, right?
And
Um,
I'm sure that a bunch of other people fell for it because, hey, if they throw money at this girl, then she'll go back and pay attention to her. She blocked me after about the third time she asked me for cash, and I said no.
that's a good thing she did. You don't need that. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's how some of these women are. It's kind of, I've been blocked too just because I didn't want to talk or answer a DM. I get like a little met with a little bit of aggression, but it's like, um, I had a guy in stream long, long time ago. I was like my first year of streaming. He threw so many bits at me thinking that I was gonna like be with him after. And like every stream he would throw more and more bits and then get in my DMs thinking like it was something was going to happen just cuz he gave that to me. I even told him like you can ask Twitch for a refund or whatever. I didn't want his money. But then I got
Mhm.
blocked. And he was from a different country too. I'm not going to say where because it's so specific, but yeah, like it doesn't help like and I'm clothed, you know what I mean? So you really it's not happening. Like it's not even
There's a
happening.
and the scam side of it too. On top of everything else, there's like
Yeah,
with some of these girls on Instagram too. Like they'll put on even if it is an OnlyFans one, they'll go
right.
on there. But then somebody who's trying to um, get free money or get that kind of stuff will go out and
Right.
like take all the pictures off their Instagram and make a new profile with like one letter off. So and then follow the people so they think that they're getting a follow back from this person.
There you go.
Like,
That's
oh
oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah, go
smart.
follow my new account.
Got
So
it.
this one girl who kind of blew up on a spam, like her regular account has no views, but she made a spam account where she just spams out pictures of her life and again, good looking girl. So there are
Yeah.
probably a lot of guys out there who are ready to go hand her cash as soon as she asks for it.
Right.
But she actually followed me back because I don't know if it was because I made her laugh or what this deal was, but she had one of these profiles pop up where it was a scammer out there using her pictures to try and elicit other payments from horny idiots on the internet. And
There you
she
go.
posted on the main story, which is why I was able to comment on that. That hey,
Okay.
this is a fake account. If you see this, report or tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me if this person is messaging you. Block the account or report the account, etc. And I
Right.
commented on the photo and I says, "Wait, does that mean that we're not going on a date if I just wire you $900 for good faith money?"
Oh,
But there was a laugh. She followed me back after
yeah.
that, which
That's
is
good.
cool.
That's good. It's probably because it's so different from what everyone else floods her with. That's
Yeah,
good to see. That's nice to hear. See, that's nice to hear. Um, that's good. That's
I'm
good.
still not throwing any money at her
Right.
because
Right.
again, if she's getting money out of me, it's because we're actually going out.
Exactly. That's how it should be. But like so many women don't care. And then it's funny because at these women that do
So many
this,
women don't care. So many men don't care.
yeah, they don't care. And then these women do it and it's like, oh, I can't find a real guy who loves me. Well, when you put out all your stuff and you're only getting money and you're asking money in return, what makes you think you can find someone decent in that? You know? I
Yeah.
mean, it's sad truth. It's a sad truth. Like you can't be like, oh, everyone treats me like crap, or when you're sitting there taking their money, well, because they're throwing it at you, not like you're stealing it. But so that's what I'm saying. Like it's you can't expect to get much out of there, right? Because when you put yourself naked out there, you're now creating this perception about you, and it's kind of hard to break free of that if especially if that's your first impression to others. Like if everyone saw me naked, right? And I streamed naked or whatever on Twitch or close to naked, whatever's allowed, then everyone's perception of me would be much different than what it is now. That and so you kind of can't expect to build much character based on that. And like I
Have you ever
said,
seen Dogma?
no.
I keep interrupting you. I
No,
apologize.
you're fine. What is that?
You've never? It's a Kevin Smith movie from the late '90s.
No, I've never heard of it.
Kevin Smith, the director that did all the Jay and Silent Bob movies.
Okay, I know who that. Okay,
It was
that name sounds, but I don't know anything about this movie.
it was a not necessarily a religious satire. It was a
Okay.
satire of the Catholic faith
Okay.
specifically.
Yeah.
It was a basically a parody of the Catholic faith, and the characters were Jay and Silent Bob, obviously. Um, Linda Florentino, who played the Last Scion, who was supposed to go and save the world from apocalyptic destruction.
Okay.
Um, Chris Rock was the unknown 13th apostle who didn't make it into the Bible because he was black. To
Okay.
give you a kind of idea of what kind of movie
Yeah.
this is.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Jason Lee played Azrael, a demon who was trying to bring about the apocalypse. What was funny about that was that Salma Hayek in that movie played a muse, an angelic muse who got writer's block, so she came down to Earth
Mm-hmm.
to try to fix her writer's block, and instead wound up stripping. And the reason that this just seems so relevant to me
Yeah.
is where we're talking about these men who will just come back out and pour untold amounts of money into these, for lack of better words, e-thoughts.
Yeah.
Um, she said in the movie, it doesn't take a muse to get horny idiots to empty their wallets.
That's a good point right there. There you go. Wow. That's actually a really good quote. I'm saving that one. That's the quote for this episode for sure. Right there. You just gave it. You just gave it. That's
Uh,
a very good point. That is so true. Wow,
yeah.
I have to watch this. Dogma? Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
even. Okay, I'm gonna have to give that one a watch. Vincent said it used to be the rules that you couldn't get partnered by doing just chatting, but within a few weeks, certain ladies who took the easy route went from 10 to 15 views to 500, 800, and then they got partnered. Exactly, and Twitch will never enforce it because money is the root of all evil. It literally controls the world. So as long as there's money coming in, they will bend the rules for these females.
Hmm.
You know, it's also sad too. Like, there's another streamer out there. Gosh, I always forget her name, but she's always in some controversy. She gets drunk or used to get drunk, and she had like a mental break on Twitch, but everybody was watching the train wreck, right? Instead of like trying to get her help, or they were like egging her on. Like, that's a whole nother situation to be discussing. But then you have people like that that are just like, you know, trying to trigger the person that's clearly drunk and out of it for views. And it's sad that like people feel like the need, like, oh, everyone will watch me if I'm a train wreck. That's like, oh, that's really sad to me. Like, I have so much
Yeah.
empathy for that. These are the women that kind of go naked. Like I said, I'm not going to judge you. You do you. If that's how you want to make your money, who am I to say no? It's your body. But just remember that kids do watch, and it's not cool that you're on Twitch, a gaming platform. You go live it up on any other website, social media. But please get out of Twitch is all that we're asking. Because we're all gamers. And last time I checked, your breasts are not my controller. They are not my keyboard. I don't want to look at them. I don't want to touch. I don't want to do anything with them. So
I want to look at them. I just don't
you
want to give
are.
them money for them.
So there you go. I love hearing the two of it. It's so great. It's so great. To me personally, I just don't, like I said, I'm people will call me a prude or whatever, old school as I like to call it. I just don't talk about that. So I don't like think that I don't show myself out there. But if I wanted to take the easy route, it's there. But rest assured, guys, I will never take that easy route, or sell out or do any of that. I am okay with being small forever. I am okay with that. On that note, J. Edgar, thank you so much for joining me again. Hopefully we have you back, like basically another co-host here. I mean, basically, I love having you here. It was so great getting your insight on this. Thank you, chat. Thank you to everybody watching this. Tell the viewers where we can find you.
If you're looking for me on a social media platform,
Yeah.
you can find me at your favorite social media platform with the extension of JEdgar102, because a young woman in Australia had JEdgar101 taken already. And she's inactive on all the platforms, so I can't even ask her to part with the
Wow.
username.
Wow.
If
Shady.
you would like to find me on a streaming or video service, you can find me at your favorite streaming or video service,
There you go.
YouTube, Twitch, etc., at the extension of JEdgar101.
There you go.
where I try to break everything down into an entry level of understanding.
I'm gonna start putting an exclamation guest in the chat so that people can find you in the chat much easier. That's what I'm gonna start
Okay.
doing. I will start implementing that. You guys know where you can find me. All my socials end up at the end screen here. We appreciate all of you for keeping us busy and keeping the discussion going. Really appreciate it. We shall see you all back here next Thursday for another episode of Unfiltered Brew. Bye, guys.